Hey yo, what is up people? It is Tangi here, and today I'm coming to you guys with the very first episode of Zombies Talk. And yeah, I'm gonna try to find a name for this series, but if you guys have any idea, please put it down in the description below. So yeah, today I was gonna talk about a subject that I actually been wanting to talk to for like a while, and it's actually about the maps in Black Ops 3. Now, I've seen a couple of videos of people just saying, like, yeah, the maps are getting pretty boring. It's always the same routine you gotta do in every map. Now, honestly, I do actually agree with this. Shadows of Evil was pretty much like, you can't actually do a good game on that map unless you do the very, there's a specific, thing you have to do in this map, and if you don't do it right, well, you know, you screwed up. So, yeah, it's like I actually think there's like a huge impact on this, and it's actually the high cost of doors, because I don't know, it's the thing of these high cost doors. You always have to do one person, like, oh yeah, you get 4 kills, I'll get two, so I'll open first door, so you have 1,000, and I'll open the next. It's always like that same vibe. But thing is, about Garage Krovi, they actually got to switch that up, and you still have to do like a specific, trail to get to the setup game of that map, or to go straight to the Easter egg and stuff. But they actually made it so you can pick different paths to get to that point. I don't know if you guys understand, but they actually made the possibility of getting the wrench, and all of these different melee weapons. And honestly, that's pretty much what changes up for me the map, because if you guys just think about it, you can rush 5 rounds, but then once you get the wrench or something, your kills will actually give more points once you get the wrench, because it's all going to be melee kills. So you'll have to rush 5 rounds, but then only 3 rounds after, because your points will just stack up because of the melee kills. And you can just do the normal one with trying to save zombies for one person. I'll open first door and you'll open next. It's just like it's a constant pattern that we see in every map, and honestly, that's the bad part of these high cost doors, because it just screws up the early game of the maps, because you can't really do a good game unless you actually follow that pattern. Because example, you're just gonna stick in first room and rack up a shit ton of points, but it's already gonna be round 5 and you won't have any guns. And in Garage Krovi, that's a pretty hard thing, because the map is just, overall, the zombies are just toughened up, and I don't know, the map is just harder in a whole. And yeah, these high cost doors just come in and ruin the whole early game thing. So I don't know why they actually did that, because it's just it ruins the diversity of the map, because you have to do a specific thing at each round, so you can actually get to the successful point of getting through that map. And honestly, it's kind of boring, because it kind of ruins the diversity of the map, but you kind of have to do it in some way, because it's just there. But I am saying this, but this has been in a lot of maps. Like Origins is a high cost door map too. But and some other maps, I remember playing Ascension and stuff. You could just rack up some points in first room, and then open them up all at once after, and it would not really affect the game. I don't know. It was different, because the doors weren't that costly back in Ascension and stuff. But like ever since Origins came in, I don't know, the doors have just been so costly that you just have to do a specific routine at each round, and like it's just it ruins the diversity of the map. You don't have any creativity like to do. Well, honestly, this is actually an aspect that I don't really like mind having in maps, because you know, each time like I go and do the routine for that map, like each time I'm gonna be, doing the same thing, but I'm like perfecting like the routine every time. So like trying to find tricks and stuff to do it faster. But like some people actually just like find it boring because it's repetitive and it's long and stuff. But it's an aspect that they put into the maps up in Black Ops 3 that it kind it kind of ruins them. Like the early game, it doesn't ruin the map, but it ruins like the early game. But like it's still like a cool, and for some people it's a boring aspect. But like it's a thing that we have to deal with up on this game, and yeah, and it's just kind of like an aspect that ruins like the first like looks at the map, because like I don't know if you guys do some early like morning gameplay of the maps and stuff and just try the map super early, but like me and my friend actually do that, and each time we start a new map, it's always like we always have to keep a last zombie and try to rack up the most points to open all the doors and explore and stuff. But like there are so many things that you can miss by doing that. Like for example, we were only opening up the doors and stuff and like trying to find some new stuff in the map, but we didn't have the time to like actually try to hit the box and get some new weapons, or like try to find out the new aspects like of the map with like that requires points. And yeah, it's just that it kind of ruins the first looks at the maps. But in other ways, like you can't you can't explore everything in the map like in one game. It's impossible. Like your first game, you're not gonna find everything that there is in the map. There's just too much things. But yeah, the worst two maps like that had this expensive door aspect are probably like, to be honest, the Zetsubo no Shima. I don't know why, but I feel like that map had such costly doors. Like once you got to the bunker, it was extreme. You had like 1,500 doors, one after the other, and it was disgusting on how many points you had to actually spend on opening every door in that map. And also, well, Shadows of Evil wasn't that bad, because that map was just like, that was a routine map. You had to like keep your specific points and your beast mode to like open the ritual like doors, and like try to find a tip like tricks to get there faster. And but honestly, Zetsubo no Shima was probably the worst. Like, well, in terms of costly doors, it was probably the worst map. Uh, like in that aspect, and I don't know. The Horizon track wasn't that bad, honestly, because like that you only had to open up like a quarter of the map. Like the third, the third of that map was literally opened once you opened the power. So that map was, in terms of doors, that map was really cheap. But Garag Krovi, it kind of gets costly up at a certain point, but it's not like consider it to be like a bad map just because of the costly doors. Anyways, this is kind of little talk, like test out the new playlist. I am going to be bringing a friend in my next episode of this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. Honestly, I have like I enjoy sitting here and talking about zombies. Uh, it's actually a big passion of mine. Like the storyline, I've watched every single like storyline video, 4 hour documentary, like the whole storyline stuff. It really it's one of my passions, and I just love sitting here and talking about the new stuff that it actually implements into the maps. And I hope you guys did enjoy this too. And as always, boys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.